Good afternoon, everybody. And today I want to talk about how you can distinguish real Jews from fake Jews. I know it sounds prejudiced, but I'm just gonna cut straight to the point. Is that this is a wide debate who the real Jews are, and it does matter because Romans, the book of Romans, chapter 5, I believe, states that the blessings, the covenant, the promises, all these pertain to the Jews. Jesus says to the Canaanite woman, um, you know not what you worship, for salvation is of the Jews. Salvation is of the Jews, which means salvation had to come from a Jew, which is, in this case it was Jesus himself. And so if you're a Jew, that means you testify based off of the doctrine that Jesus preached, right? Because he is the chief Jew. He's the greatest man that ever walked the face of this planet, according to the Bible. We're just going to hop right into this and go to Exodus 1. These are where Jews come from, but it's not all about Jews. Now these are the names of the children of Israel, which came into Egypt. Every man and his household came with Jacob. Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, and verse 5 says Joseph. Joseph had two sons, Ephraim and Manasseh. So when picture Joseph splitting into two, so technically it's 13, but it's 12 because Joseph is the father of Ephraim and Manasseh. So, the 12 tribes were divided up into smaller pieces, like Manasseh was in half, east side and west side, East Manasseh, West Manasseh. You had Dan, that part of Dan joined Benjamin, things like that, of that nature. So, but 12 sons, so that's where they come from, all right? And we're going to go to Revelation 2 and expose who is real and who is not. Revelations 2. Verse 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So there is a Jew sect that God calls the synagogue of Satan. And so we're going to go to chapter 3 and read verse 9. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. He said, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan. So he's going to expose them, right? Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee. So it's apparent that there are people who know that they are Jews, and their lineage has been stolen from them. And so God's going to reveal the fake Jews' identity and make them worship before the feet of the real Jews, right? Deuteronomy 28. This is how you find out who is a Jew, right? Deuteronomy 28. Start at verse 15, and we're going to skip down some. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. We're going to skip to verse 25 for the sake of time. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them, and shalt be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. So the Jews have been scattered to all kingdoms of the earth. Right? I'm just gonna come out and say it, like, Jews are not a lineage of people. A Jew is an ethnic group. So this is why so many different people, all colors, shapes, and sizes, say that they pertain to the Jews. Because you can convert into a Jew, right? But we have to keep in mind, Jews were one of the 12 tribes. So all of the 12 tribes had the same lineage. They all descended from Jacob. That was their bloodline. But they all had different cultures, and they all fought each other because they were different and had their own governments and their own kings. right? You can go into the history, First Kings, Second Kings, First Chronicles, Second Chronicles, Judges, books like that. Um, but the Jews have been scattered everywhere, right? So you have to do your history. In my opinion, they're the black diaspora because they have been scattered. The diaspora have been scattered. The Jewish people have not been scattered. And then you have people who call themselves Jews and have a synagogue. And you have people that are arguing over Palestine, who belongs there, and things like this. And this is a very inappropriate topic, just because a lot of Jewish people are very hateful. Not that Hebrew Israelites aren't hateful too, but to have a holy land, right? When God said, "I'm going to scatter you all over the world," and you have these people who say they're Jews and they're in the Holy Land, how come they're not scattered? Stuff like this just doesn't make any sense. And so that's it for me. I think a real Jew is someone who fits the description. You are cursed. Your ancestors were cursed. And you are not in some place called the synagogue talking about who's white and who's black and who belongs in Palestine. And you know that you are connected to the other 11 tribes. Not that they still exist because they've been scattered, but you know that it's not all about Jews. So, have a good day.